All right, we are in pregame for the middle school boys B game. 5 minutes on the warm-up clock. While we're going through this pregame, we'll just run through. We'll go into audio silence here and run through some replays from the middle school boys A game. All right, guys, we're underway. Tip for the middle school boys B game, and Miller gets the possession. Try to enter it in all the way across the court. Nixon Meningus brings it in. Dribbles forward into the front court for Rush Stewart. Thrown away. Number 23 comes down with the ball. .55 Jarrett Rinker with the ball. Matthew Thompson gets the steal. Barrett Bone brings it up for the Cougars. Bone across to Meningus. Meningus looks into Thompson. Nothing there, and will swing it back to the top. Bone holds while the Cougars get set. Into the overload, into the corner. Bone drives middle, finds Hunter. Zach Hunter off the side of the backboard. Bone comes away with it. Meningus drives in and scores on the floater. Couch Heights up 2-0. 4:50 left here in the first. Miller drives baseline. Off the mark, Thompson comes away with it and will leave it for Meningus. Meningus looking up ahead to Bone. Bone on the left side, gets the baseline, goes up, no call, and Miller will bring it up court. Number 23, don't have his number on this list. Bone gets the steal. Over to Stewart. Stewart looks into Thompson. Around the horn, Meningus takes the three long. Stewart's there for the offensive rebound. Barely stays in bounds, and actually his heel touched the black. Miller will take the ball. Into the front court over to Gavin Lewis. Nixon gets the steal. All the way up, draws the foul, and gets the finish. Meningus will go to the line to shoot to shoot one and complete the three-point play. Back to live action here. Meningus shooting the free throw, gets the roll. 5-0 the score for the Cougars. Miller swings it around, drives baseline. Bone does a good job defending. Meningus gets a deflection away. Miller looking into that overload. Cross court to Lewis. That's Briar Barker with the ball. Again over to Lewis. On the left side, coming for a double, Stewart and Thompson. And Zach Hunter's there to get the steal, but gives it right back to Miller. Baseline drive, floater no good. Hunter with the offensive or with the defensive rebound. Meningus pass ahead to Thompson. Just too much on it, and Miller has the ball. Miller wants a timeout. First time out of the game for the Cardinals. Cougars break the huddle and will set up in their 3-2 zone. Miller inbounding on the far side of the court. Number 23 brings it up for the Cardinals. Pass into the corner to Jarrett Rinker. Meningus is there for the steal. And finishes for two. 7-0 Meningus to Miller. Miller up at the top of the key. Into that high-low set. Swung across to Rinker. Rinker to the corner for Lewis. Trap comes. He's able to get at the top of the key. 3-point basket off the mark. Offensive rebound and put back by number 40. Don't have him on the roster here. 7-2 now the score. Thompson all alone underneath. Gets pushed, but no call. And Miller will get the board. Ball swung across to Rinker. Rinker off the backboard. Number 40 follows, and 2 more points. 7-4 now the score. 1:41 left here in the first. Meningus is able to break the press. Goes all the way into the front court. Leaves it for Hunter. Hunter to Bone. Back into Meningus in the corner. And Meningus in and out on 3. Bone comes in for the offensive rebound. He'll reset up top. Over to Meningus. Gets it deflected away, able to get back on it. Bone at the top of the key over to Stewart on the wing. Bone in the corner. Enters into Zach Hunter. Zach, as he's making the turn, gets fouled on the arm. Second team foul of the game for Miller. 1:05 on the clock here in the first quarter. Stewart inbounding for the Cougars. Hunter sets a screen for Meningus to come free on the wing. Meningus over to Hunter. Bone over to Meningus. Into that overload set for a wide open 3 for Bone, who hits it. Miller gets it quickly into the front court. Lewis on the wing, Stewart defending. Across to the top of the key. Weak side to the block, and good basket by number 51, Noah Helton. Miller picks up full court, deflects it away, will stay Cougars ball. 13.5 on the clock. Bone drives baseline, pulls it back out, over to Stewart on the wing, up to the top to Meningus. Meningus launches off the mark. Thomas gets a hand on it and is able to pull it in, gets fouled as the buzzer goes, and okay, they're saying that it wasn't a shot, so that will do it for the. Oh, no, they are saying it was shooting. Okay. A lack of communication there by the rest, but we got it figured out. So Thompson will be at the line to shoot 2. They're going to put .2 on the clock. So if they're going to put .2 on the clock, then we need to fill the lane spaces. Oh, okay. So .2 on the clock, fouls on the floor. Green's going to inbound with .2. Meningus catches and shoots, and can't do that with .2 left, so that'll end it for the quarter. All right, after 1, College Heights leading 10-6. All right, ready to start the second quarter. Subs in the game for the Cougars: Aiden Gibson, Brandon Schumacher, Hunter Harrelson, Grayson Krumrine, and Nate Vaughn into the game. Schumacher dribbles it up over to Krumrine into the corner for Gibson. Gibson holds and flips it back up to Krumrine. Across the court to Schumacher. Schumacher will reset to the middle. Pass over to Harrelson on the wing. Tries to enter it in, deflected away by Lewis. And Josh Marsh looking like a farmer. .23 into the front court. Over to the wing, gets some penetration. Brandon Schumacher comes down with the rebound. Will hold it up and sets up the offense into the corner for Harrelson. Harrelson holds and goes to Vaughn at the elbow. Vaughn takes the shot and nails it. 2-point basket for Nate Vaughn. 12-6 now the score. Cougars stay in that 3-2 set. Vaughn defending the big down low, number 43, Charlie Langston. Shot off the mark. Miller comes down with the offensive rebound, and Hunter Harrelson draws the foul. Hayden Lackey for the Cardinals got the rebound. Inbounded into 23. Floater, strong. Harrelson comes away with the rebound. Up ahead to Schumacher. Schumacher can't control it and gets called for the travel. You can't travel if you don't have control of the ball, but that was the call. So Miller into the corner, takes the shot. Schumacher comes in, is able to pull down the rebound. Gives it to Krumrine, who will reset it to Schumacher to bring it up middle. Into the corner for Gibson. Gibson enters into Vaughn. Vaughn off the backboard. Too strong. Rebound pulled down by the Cardinals. Lewis for three, short. Schumacher comes over and is able to get the rebound. Pass up ahead to Harrelson. Not strong enough and out of bounds. Got to put a little bit more on that if you're going to pass it all the way up court. And knocked away Harrelson trying to play some free safety. Miller will get the ball. 12-6, 3:48 left here in the second. .23 gets into the paint and nails the floater off the backboard. Miller picks up into a three-quarter press. Krumrine sets a screen. Miscommunication as Schumacher flipped it up ahead. Lewis all alone for the layup and finishes for two. Schumacher tries to drive middle. Gets it knocked away, but draws the foul. And some subs ready to come in the game for the Cougars. Harrelson and Gibson sub out for Smathers and Brake. Krumrine inbounded to Schumacher into the corner for Brake. Brake up to the top for Krumrine, over to the corner to Smathers. Smathers tries to enter into Vaughn. Back to Smathers, sets up and goes baseline. No foul called. Smathers takes a hard fall. Miller into the front court. Lewis on the wing. 2-point shot is good. Oh, three. They're calling it a three. The ref closest to the play didn't rule it a three, but the trail ref did. And Miller has taken the lead, 13-12. Schumacher gets called for the double dribble as he caught it on his hip there. And the Cougars want a timeout. Miller to inbound underneath. Smathers defended. Entered into the post, and foul called on Crumrine, I believe, on the floor. Charlie Langston, the big underneath, getting in position. Langston gets in there, gets the offensive rebound, draws the foul, and will go to the line to shoot two. First one is long off the back iron. Vaughn pulls down the rebound on the second, leaves it for Schumacher underneath. Schumacher pushes up the court into the corner for Smathers. Smathers from 18. Langston with the rebound. And Briar Barker brings it up for the Cardinals. Over to Gavin Lewis on the wing. Jaden St. Onge with the shot long off the glass. Cougars come down with the rebound. Entered into break. Break back to the top for Schumacher. Schumacher tries to drive in, kicks it out to Smathers. 1:46 left in the second quarter. Smathers holds and waits for Schumacher to get to the corner, takes the three. Long off the back iron. Langston comes down with the rebound. St. Onge with the ball comes into the front court for the Cardinals. Into the right wing. Langston looking to set up on the low post. Resets to the elbow. Entered into Lewis. 2-point shot, and Langston gets called for the push underneath. Will be Cougars ball. Crumrine inbounds to break. Break over to Schumacher in the backcourt. Schumacher ahead to Vaughn. Vaughn handles the tough pass. Off the mark, but Smathers is there for the offensive rebound, and Smathers dribbles out to reset. Drives baseline. Euro step. Doesn't get the call. Crumrine on the floor, but rolls over and gets called for the travel. 56.5 left here in the second quarter. Three-point shot is good for the Cardinals. 16-12 now the score. Cardinals still in that three-quarter trap. Schumacher breaks it, leaves it for Vaughn on the low post, and blocked away by 31, Hayden Lackey, and 28.2 left here in the first half. Ruben Brake will inbound for the Cougars. To Vaughn over his head, but Schumacher's there to gather. Will reset up at the top of the key. Over to Crumrine into the corner for Brake. Brake may have got away with an extra step there. Tries to enter it in, deflected away again by Lackey, and the Cougars will have the ball underneath the inbound. They're going to bring him over to the little wider where the ball went out. Brake tried to enter it into Crumrine, off target, stolen away by Miller. Miller all the way up into the front court. Extra pass to the weak side. Langston's there to pull it over And 18-12 now the score. And that will do it for the first half. This group went in with a 12-6 lead, and we'll end the half with a 18-12 deficit. All right, guys, we're back here to start the third quarter of the middle school boys B game. Back to the starting lineup for the Cougars. Bone in with the ball at the top of the key. Into the corner for Stewart. Thompson comes across to set on the low post. Meningus looks in. Number 43, Charlie Langston for the Cardinals defending down low. Looks like the Cardinals are in a 2-3 zone. Stewart into the elbow for Hunter, who tries to bounce pass it into Thompson. Thompson gets his hands on it. It is Miller possession after the inbound to start the half. And Miller will take the ball. Miller into the front court. Trapped into the corner. Stewart a little too aggressive on the trap and gets called for the foul. First team foul of the half for the Cougars. Bone steps in and gets a deflection. Can't hold on to it off of the Cougars. Miller inbounded on the sideline. Meningus trying to rival Connor Jordan, steals from the A game. Up to Stewart, who finishes. Nice finish. Good play by the Cougars. 18-14 now the score. Ends a 6-minute dry spell. What was it called there? Did he step out of bounds? Oh, 5-second count. 5-second count, and Cougars get the ball. Stewart looking in for Thompson. Thompson sitting on the smaller kid. Now he's over to Langston's side. Meningus back up to Bone to reset. Bone and Meningus on the wing into the overload set to the corner. Bone's open, drives middle. Langston's there to pick him up, reaches in, and no call as he slaps him across the arms, or holds him across the arms, I would say. Stewart inbounding underneath. Slow developing play, tries to get into Hunter. Probably needs to be a bounce pass there and deflected away by Langston. All the way up court. Hunter comes down with the rebound. Bone will walk it up middle, jog it up middle. Gets to the top of the key, over to Stewart. Thompson again set in post position. Nixon drives middle. Langston steps up, gets a hand on him. And Barrett steps on the line. This same officials, but a very different officiating game. The A game, the big four Cardinals got in foul trouble early for those same reasons. But this game, they're not calling those fouls. Aggressive play in the corner. I thought that was a foul when Boney did it in the A game, and I thought it was a foul there on Langston, but both times they called it a jump, so. Bone brings it up into the trap, able to break it. Hunter loses it, but gets back to it. Thompson on the baseline kicks it back to Nixon. Meningus. Bone settles and drives middle. Leaves a bounce pass for Thompson underneath. And 2-point basket for the Cougars. Deflected away. Langston's able to get his own rebound. Meningus with another steal. Meningus into the front court with his left. Doesn't get the finish and knocked out of bounds. Number 12, Briar Barker, was there, but he was standing out of bounds when he touched it. Cougars will get possession underneath. Hayden Lackey subbing in the game for the Cardinals. Also Noah Helton in the game. Cougars in a box inbound set. Up screens, cross screens. Finds Hunter all alone underneath. And the Cougars have tied it up 18 all. 2:30 left here in the third. Thompson steps out to defend, but just didn't have the position and picked up the foul. Just the second team foul for the Cougars here in the second half. Into the corner, three-point shot, long. Zach Hunter pulls down the rebound, leaves it for Meningus. Meningus looks ahead to Barrett Bone, who drives baseline and draws the foul. Will go to the line to shoot two. First team foul of the half for the Cardinals. Bone makes the first to take the lead back. Number 20, Jaden St. Onge comes in the game for the Cardinals as number 23 subs off. Bone makes them both. 2-point lead for the Cougars. St. Onge brings it up for the Cardinals into the front court. Meningus defending. Meningus gets a deflection and a steal. Dribbles up with his left and finishes. And that's enough for the Cardinals to ask for a timeout. 4-point lead now for the Cougars. Take a look at that last steal by Meningus. Just too much. Hands in the passing lanes, deflects it and gets on it and finishes all the way at the basket. There's an inbound play for the Cougars. Cross screens then comes down. They both come down to the blocks. The blocks, both sides were open. And Stewart found Hunter underneath for the easy basket. All right, Cardinals inbounding after the timeout. Meningus again defending up top. Into the corner for Lewis. Lewis can't handle it initially, and Bone comes down to set the trap. Lewis smartly throws it off of Bone's leg. And the Cardinals will have the ball on the corner. Inbounded into the short corner. To the middle. Good shot by number 31, Hayden Lackey. Cougars break the three-quarter press, and Rush Stewart's able to get it to the baseline, picks up the foul. Bone with the ball at the top of the key. Gives it to Meningus on the wing. Bone comes into the corner. Nobody picks him up. Takes the three and nails it. (25-20) now the score. Bone ahead to Stewart. Stewart with a good hands there. Controls it and puts it in for two more points for the Cougars. 27-20 now the score. Under a minute left to play here in the third. Meningus and Stewart up top defending. Into the corner for the trap. They try to enter it into Langston, but Thompson's there to knock it away. Hunter on the ball up to Stewart. To Meningus. Meningus finds Thompson up ahead. Thompson, good body control to stay in position and finishes that for two more points for the Cougars. Meningus and Stewart again defending up top. Lewis falls down as he makes the pass, no call. Stewart and Hunter defending in the corner, and travel called. Too much pressure there as Lackey took a few extra steps. 17.7 left here in the third. Going up to Stewart. Stewart looks underneath again for Thompson. That time, Langston's able to deflect it away. 10.7 left in the third. Stewart to inbound underneath again in that box inbound set. Barrett comes to the corner. Hunter's at the elbow. Bone flashes up to the wing, takes the three off the iron. Rebounded by Miller, and they're content to let it run out. That's the end of the third. College Heights with the flurry there in the third, now leading 29-20. See if we can show you a few of these highlights from the third quarter. Good drive by Barrett Bone, gets into the paint, and then a smart bounce pass into Thompson. Thompson, good handles to hang on. Stewart finds Hunter underneath for the easy 2 points. Meningus with some smothering defense gets the deflection, then gets to the ball, up ahead for 2 points. All right, back to live action here, starting the fourth quarter. 3-point shot by Lewis is way short. Offensive rebound by Miller. Put back off the front rim. Aiden Gibson pulls it down and is up ahead. Gibson all the way up. No foul called, and Miller's able to clear it. Cougars in their 3-2. Gibson defending aggressively up top. Vaughn steps out to defend. Gibson back defending on the ball. Passed over to Lewis on the wing. Short corner shot, Wild. Another offensive rebound. Langston is there. Can't get the finish, but another offensive rebound, and Hunter Harrelson gets called for the foul. It's hard to blame them too much for not getting the offensive rebound or the defensive rebound since they're airballing all those shots, but you still want to see the box out position from the Cougars to be able to pull down one of those boards. Another foul called on the Cougars. That was called on Nate Vaughn. Fourth team foul, I believe, of the half for the Cougars. Schumacher and Harrelson on the double. Lewis gets rid of it, keeps it in, but Harrelson's there for the steal. Langston, as he's running back, gets a deflection. Harrelson back on it, gets it up to Krumrine, over to Schumacher on the wing. Schumacher looking to enter it into Vaughn. Langston pokes it away, but foul called. And that's the third team foul of the half for the Cardinals. Cougars will inbound underneath. Gibson finds Schumacher in the corner. Schumacher resets up top to Krumrine, back to Schumacher on the wing. Gives it right to the other team. Number 23 up ahead. And Krumrine steps in, fouls him on the shot. Number 23 will go to the line to shoot 2. makes the first. 8-point game, 29-21 here in the fourth. 4:37 left to play. Makes it both 7-point game. Miller picks up in three-quarter court. Schumacher with the ball. Deflected, but Schumacher's back to it. Gets all the way to the basket and finishes for two. Lewis on the wing. Finds 23 in the corner. Looks to drive baselines. Harrelson sets the trap. They're able to get it back to Lewis on the wing. Lewis to the opposite block. And a good basket by Noah Helton. Back to a 7-point game. Gibson flips it over for Schumacher. Schumacher looks for Vaughn. Not hard enough. Deflected away by Helton. The Cardinals are on the run. Lewis will set it up at the three-point line. Takes the shot. It's short. Saved by 31 Lackey. Into Langston. Langston can't handle it. And the Cougars will get the ball. A few subs coming in for the Cougars. Schumacher, Harrelson, and Gibson sub off as Smathers, Brake, and Meningus sub in. 3:33 left to play. Meningus is able to break the trap. Gets into the front court, into the corner. Over to Smathers on the wing. Smathers enters it into Vaughn. Vaughn kicks it up to Kremrine, over to Brake. Brake across court to Meningus. Meningus sets up for three. It's long. Langston pulls down the rebound. Langston up ahead to 23. Drives all the way in. Langston gets the offensive rebound and draws the foul. Will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. 16th foul of the game, of the half for the Cougars. Makes the first one. 6-point game, 3:03 left to play here in the fourth. Second one's no good. Meningus is able to come down with it. Dribbles up with his left. Good body control. Can't get the finish. Krumrine comes down with the rebound. Langston pulls it away, and the Cardinals are into the front court. 23 finds Langston underneath. Goes up. Looked like a foul. No call, and the Cardinals will maintain possession underneath. Ball entered into Lewis. 23 takes the three-point basket. Langston's there for the offensive rebound. Puts it back off the glass. Gets his own board again and finishes. 4-point game. 2:24 left to play. Smathers sets the screen and gets called for the offensive foul. Moving screen is the call. Miller over on the wing. Across court to Lewis into the short corner. Off the front rim, rebound. 23 takes the shot off the backboard. Schumacher comes down with the ball. Schumacher dribbles up with his left. Can't keep control. 23 up ahead. Matthew Thompson's there to deflect. Langston goes up strong and will stay Cardinals ball. 1:49 left to play here in the fourth. And timeout by Coach Burns. 3 timeouts remaining for each team. Take a look in at the huddle for the Cougars. .149 on the clock. The Cardinals are inbounding underneath their basket. Cougars getting ready to break the huddle as the second horn is sounded for the timeout. Cardinals have both blocks full and the wings. Let's see what they do on this inbound set. Over to Lewis on the wing. Looks for the shot. Schumacher defends, and miscommunication there by Lewis and Blackie, and the Cougars will take the ball. Schumacher enters into the backcourt for Meningus. Meningus drives, breaks the trap. Oh, he loses it. Number 23 gets the steal. Up ahead to Lewis. Tries to pass it across, but Meningus is there to get the steal. Steps out of bounds, and the Cardinals will have it underneath. Into the stack, inbound play, over to Lewis on the left wing. Ribbon break defending. Gets it into 51. That's Noah Helton. Takes the shot, but is short, and ball out of bounds for the Cougars. Miller again setting up that three-quarter trap. Schumacher inbounds to Vaughn. Back to Meningus. Over to Schumacher on the left side. Schumacher gets into the front court, tries to cross over, almost lost it, back on it. Gets it to Meningus for the floater. Off the backboard, no good. Thompson's there for the follow. And a big basket for the Cougars. Back to a 6-point lead. 33-27, 1 minute left to play. Miller into the corner, off the front rim. Langston's there to pull it down. Thompson and Langston on the battle. Timeout called by the Miller coach. And so after the timeout, Miller will have it underneath. Miller is in the bonus. Any foul will send them to the line. 52.4 left here in the game. College Heights with a 6-point lead. College Heights does have the possession arrow in the case of a jump ball. Jarrett Rinker inbounding for the Cardinals. Cardinals in a 4-flat inbound play. Blackie on the left corner. Down screen, tried to get to Lewis in the corner. Schumacher's there to defend. 3-point shot off the back iron. Harrelson pulls it down. Harrelson will slow it up as he brings it into the front court to leaves it for Schumacher. And Coach Burns wants a timeout. .42 seconds left here in the fourth. 6-point game for the Cougars. Miller only has 3 team fouls for this second half, so they can't just put the Cougars on the line. Cougars will be inbounded on the sideline. Vaughn comes over to inbound. Cougars will stack at the half-court line, gets it to Harrelson. Harrelson gets pushed in the back, no call. Gets it to Schumacher, and big bucket for the Cougars. 35-27 now the score. 30 seconds left to play. Thompson gets a deflection. Langston's back on it in the corner. Gets it up to Lewis. Lewis swings it across the court to number 23. Tries to enter it in. Smathers from behind. Travel is the call. That was Smathers got a hand on that. That probably should have been called a jump ball. Inbounded to Harrelson to Schumacher. And Langston picks up the foul. That's the 4th team foul of the half, I believe. Cougars in the stack again. Vaughn finds Schumacher down low. Schumacher for the finish. Cougars extend the lead to double digits. Just 3 seconds left to play. Drive middle and can't finish. That will do it. Final score 37 Cougars, 27 Cardinals. 2 wins tonight for the Cougars. See if we can take a look back at a few of those highlights as we ended the game. Down the stretch, some big plays here with a 7-point lead. Schumacher got it deflected, but got back to it. Gets all the way through for the layup. Then gets it over to Meningus. Meningus gets into the paint, off the glass, can't finish, but Thompson is there for the finish. Into this inbound half-court set. Harrelson finds Schumacher cutting the basket and finishes for 2. And then with about 10 seconds left, Vaughn finds Schumacher cutting. That finishes the game out for the Cougars. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in tonight. We'll take a moment here to roll the credits.